Oh, by the way, let's go back to Conor McGregor. There was some news on Conor. So when we last talked, Conor had announced that he was going to Moscow to hold a press conference. Now, our big question over here at You're Welcome was, who's hosting the press conference? If the UFC PR team is putting this on, okay, this is likely fight related. But if they're not, it could have to do with that swill he's peddling, which is fine. It's just if we're looking for clues and hints as to what to expect from the press conference, does it have to do with alcohol or does it have to do with a cage fight? I never really got to the bottom of that answer, but Conor was smart enough to know the whiskey doesn't work without the cage fight, so let's combine the two. Hey, Moscow, buy my swill. Oh, hey, by the way, Moscow, let me give you some fight news. I'll be fighting on January 18th in Las Vegas. Wouldn't name an opponent. So Brett Okamoto goes to Dana White and says, here's what Conor just said. Can you confirm it? And Dana goes, well, we are looking at January 18th date, and that show does happen to be in Las Vegas. That far I can get you. But as far as an opponent or having anything signed or anything that I want to announce in the least, no. All right. Couple of clues. Little insider baseball for you, but they're essentially down to two opponents. I am told it is down to Justin Gaethje and it is down to Donald Cerrone, and that Donald Cerrone's in the driver's seat. That he's actually the one that's getting a little bit closer for whatever reason. That would leave Frankie out of the mix. Frankly, I want to see Frankie go to 130. I want to see this 135 business for Frankie. I'm being a little bit selfish because I know what Frankie wants. If I'm supporting Frankie, I should want what Frankie wants. I want Frankie to get this business started at 135. I really do. I do like the Gaethje idea. The Donald idea maybe is the better of the two. I mean, that's a close one, isn't it? It doesn't really have to do with who's better or who's a harder fight or what. That's not really what this is about. It's about specifically what works versus Conor. In many ways, and either one's a great idea. In fairness, we are now arguing about things we want to be arguing about. Those are two fights that we want to see. Which one do we want to see more? Fun game for fans, right? Not always the situation you get to be in. I don't want to answer it from that element. I don't want to answer it from the very element that I just proposed for you of which one do we want to see more. I want to answer it from the element of which one are we more likely to get? Which one makes more sense? I don't know that either fight wouldn't make sense, particularly if you're looking at rankings, particularly if you're looking at somebody moving and getting on a trajectory for a title shot. It would appear with Gaethje coming off a win, Conor not. Generally, those kind of guys don't get matched up. Now, I know a lot of rules don't apply, particularly when you're dealing with Conor. But generally speaking, if we're playing that game, a winner takes on a guy who also just won, a guy who lost takes on a guy who just lost. I think we could see that there. Oh, and we were promised that fight once before. We were promised for a very short period of time, Conor versus Cowboy. You know, I get it.
Uncle Joe, there's no bad guy like Uncle Joe. Never lost, not even around. Undefeated, undisputed, oh yeah. Here comes the bad guy.